Welcome to Newsmakers. I'm Jeannie Hodis. It's a big election year, and today we're going to talk about ballot initiative petitions and what you need to know before you sign. We are at the beautiful, historical Truman Presidential Library in Independence, Missouri, with Missouri State Representative Nick King. Thanks so much for being here.
It's great to be here, Jeannie.
So, ballot initiative petitions, great tool for the voters, but there's also things you need to be careful about before you sign.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the Secretary of State in his material on initiative petition has I'm going to quote him if I may.
Sure.
The initiative petition process gives Missouri citizens the opportunity to directly participate in our democracy. The Secretary of State's office is charged with overseeing the process and certifying proposed petitions for the ballot. So anybody can participate in a petition. They really need to understand the impact that they're having on state government when they do that.
So what kinds of things would people send out an initiative like that for? What kinds of, and where might we see those things as voters?
Well, you'll see it most of the time in any place where there are large groups of people. In most cases, people who are asking you to sign an initiative petition are actually being paid to do that. They usually are paid by the number of people that they get to sign. And so it's the message that you want to be really careful about hearing. But there are some requirements for a petition initiative. So people need to really know the law. Every petition needs to have the actual ballot title, number one. Number two, it has to have a copy of the fiscal note, which would mean how much is it going to cost you as a citizen. And thirdly, it has to have the full and correct text of the legislation. And that's where people make a mistake. Because someone will come up to you and say, don't you want to help kids for X, Y, and Z or whatever? And if you want to help kids, you'll sign this petition. And behind it is a 17-page piece of legislation that may have all kinds of undesirable things within it.
So what tips would you have then for people who are out and about and may have somebody approach them like that?
Well, I would say the most important thing is, great, I'm very interested, let me see the actual language. And if they start to read the actual language and the first thing they're going to say is, I cannot understand a thing that this says, they really ought to be careful about signing this.
Are there any initiatives out there right now for this year that people might want to be a little careful of?
Well, there are going to be a whole bunch of initiatives out there, petitions. Some of them have some scary provisions. One of them has a provision that says if your land is good for this purpose and you don't want to sell it, we can take it by eminent domain. Another one says that no elected official can have any direct or indirect impact on the implementation of this legislation. So your citizens need to realize that when they sign a petition, they are legislating from the sidewalk, okay? They're actually passing legislation potentially, because many of these are constitutional amendments, and once they're put in place, the legislature can't change them.
That's really good information to have, good tips. Thank you so much for being here.
It's great to be here with you.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Newsmakers.